And have you seen Cindy?
Cinderella. Looks like someone has a crush.
Cindy's back on the block?
Oh, yeah, she's back. She's back and she's going hard.
Merry Christmas, bitch.
Welcome everybody to another Name Thoughts review. Name Thoughts here reviewing another movie. But before I go on with the review, if you are listening to this on SoundCloud, you could jump ahead on YouTube and watch the exact same audio review onto video review. And you are watching this on video on YouTube, you could jump back and listen to an audio review on audio with the same review on SoundCloud Name Thoughts, YouTube Name Thoughts. Let's get back to the review. And for Tangerine. Tangerine, directed by Sean Baker. It's a very small movie. It's a movie that is about two transgenders, prostitutes who pretty much spend a whole span of a whole day. The main character Cindy, pretty much she spends the whole day trying to find her boyfriend. She's recently got back from a little vacation, which pretty much is jail, and pretty much she spent the whole day trying to find them, find out the girl who he's been cheating with and stuff like that because she loves him and is her man. And then Alexandra, who's just a one of those really open-minded girls who just really want to get out of the business, but she knows she's in there, and she's little by little. It takes a step at a time, and throughout the whole day, you have little shenanigans going on. You have some some sex scenes. You have some really crazy scenes on there. Tangerine's really pretty much is that whole movie that spans in one day. The one great thing about Tangerine, that's pretty much just the plot. I don't want to give a whole lot away to it because it really is one of those where the experience is the most exciting thing about it. The whole movie, the one thing first off the bat, is filmed on the iPhone 5, I believe. The whole film is on the iPhone, and that's pretty risky. And the movie even looks beautiful, and is even a great movie in that sense. Tangerine works with little actors who barely start or barely fresh in the game of acting, and it makes them shine. The only biggest actor in here probably have to be James Ransom, who you may know him from Detective So and So from Sinister. You may know him from other movies. Who's a fine actor. He's an incredible actor. One of my favorite actors, I think, in the game. Who I wish I could see him in more things. But you have these two main girls. Kiana Kiki Rodriguez, shout out to Kiki by the way, and I forget her other name, but I believe it's Maya Taylor. Both of these girls, they really much build on this character. It makes it feel so real, and it makes it feel like it never feels so much of a snuff film. It never feels so much of a super low budget film. It feels like a proper film. The only thing I have to say, it really feels like an art independent. What do you say, a film school project, but it's really great of a film school project. It's risky and it's edgy. I mean, the first half of the movie is a comedy because you laugh a bunch of the things. The chemistry these two girls have is really funny. It's really entertaining, and it's really jokes for anybody. It doesn't. It's a joke that really the whole movie in total is a great movie as a comedy, and even as a drama it becomes, and it really becomes a fun movie. The movie doesn't just rely on LGBT crowd. It relies on mostly even it doesn't matter if you're straight, if you're gay, or if you're part of a community. It's a movie and it has a story and it has a history into it and it works well. It doesn't matter exactly what where you fit in. It's a movie that it has elements that you can relate to and it has elements that you could laugh at because if they feel human, they feel realistic. That's what I really liked about this movie. Another thing I have to say is like I said, the first half is comedy. The second half is that it feels like that documentary feel. You really get into the depth of what these girls do. Not just these girls. You really see this whole environment that they are in. That's when it becomes like the whole documentary. But it becomes really crazy and fast paced. The ending is almost there also. It's still continuing that fast pace. In vein of Go, that movie Go in the 90s where Katie Holmes. In vein of that, it's really fast paced. It never goes back and forth, but it goes back and forth and not in is where it's relevant, not is where it's random and then they combine together. No, it's a whole single story, but just continue. It goes on, and by the end, it really becomes a really drama movie, and it's really heartfelt. The movie works fine, and you even forget half the time that it's filmed on the iPhone because it's so there's some scenes in there that are so gorgeous. The music on it is phenomenal. It fits with the pace of the movie. If I have to I mean, this is kind of a risky thing where I'm gonna say. If I have to find two specific movies to see it, I would say, I mean, not in this whole community thing, not even the whole sense of the story, but in the environment it feels of the movie. I have to say, the movie feels like the very long, dry heaving, hot day of Michael Douglas in Falling Down, mixed with to live and die in LA. The whole that environment was colorful and it's a dirty part of Los Angeles, and then you see the ghetto part from Falling Down of Los Angeles. Then you see the really the hesitant crowd of Los Angeles was just people, and these people trying to make a living, and there's this stuff over sure, and this builds up. Those are the two movies that really reminded me so much of this movie, and I really a movie that this movie captures LA so perfectly and so fine. I really have to say this is really probably a really not my favorite movie this year, but it might be up there. It might be my guilty pleasures movie this year because say what you want about what it's about, transgenders, whatever. It's a really great, entertaining movie, and I think it's really good. As a verdict, I have to say it's entertaining. It's a shy from being the best movie this year, but it's really entertaining. It's really funny. It's very interesting. That's the big thing that I really have to say. It's interesting. It even gets you thinking a few days after you watch. It's like it's very interesting. It's never condescending that we're gonna attack specific crowds to it. It's pretty much it's an open world. These are characters. These are stories, and it works. I really have to say this movie is interesting, it's funny, and it's entertaining. I really adore this movie for many stuff that I tried to, especially with the iPhone stuff. It really is a movie that is success in its idea and this theory of the way it's supposed to be made. And I have to give props to it to Sean Baker for being a really good director. I want to see more movies. He's done a couple movies that I've never seen. It's the first movie I've seen him in it, and honestly, I really have to say I really look forward to see every actor in this movie succeed great if more than anything. I really enjoy this movie so much. That's all I have to say about Tangerine. Hope you guys check it out. If you're not a fan of the whole LGBT crowd, I wouldn't recommend it. If you are whatever, if you're offensive to it, whatever. If you are or if you're not, but if you're open minded to it and you see it's a movie, I just want to see a movie. I want to see something entertaining. It's kind of risky to star because it feels it's a movie for film fans. It's a movie for people who want to see something reinvent itself in cinema aspect. And it's really have to say good prop for it. That's all I have to say about Tangerine. Hope you guys like my reviews. Go follow, go like, go do all that shit. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye everybody.